Hello, thank you. Yeah, as told, I'm Eddy, Eddy van Endert from KRC Genk. So I think like 3 or 4 weeks ago, Florian asked me to do a presentation. So I fastly put something together, and I'm going to talk a bit about how I feel like a head groundsman should be a grounds manager instead of a groundsman, and talk a bit about my experiences at Genk, how I try to do so. Yeah, first of all, who am I? So I'm the head groundsman of Genk. I started in October 2019. Um, I studied landscaping. I have a bachelor in landscaping, so the first jobs I did was just a landscaper. I paved driveways and terraces, and I designed gardens. And after a couple of years, I became a supervisor for ESS at DAF Trucks. So I did the industrial maintenance of the paint shop factory at DAF Trucks, so something completely different than turf management or landscaping. But the thing is, I learned to manage a lot of people. I had to manage like 100 and between 100 and 150 people over there. So I learned how to communicate with people on a much different level than most than I did before. And we became we won the best pitch of the year in 2021. It doesn't mean anything because we delivered, I think, the most shit pitch we ever delivered that year. But we had one good game against Anderlecht with snowy conditions, and we won the pitch of the year that year. But it's important for us because it opened a lot of doors in our club. Because they recognized that we did something good, and from there on, we started to grow a lot. So it doesn't mean anything, but it means a lot to the board. And very important, I'm only as strong as my team, because without them, I'm nothing. I may have a lot of ideas, and I know how to sell some stuff at the club, but the people who work with me, they're the most important part. And yeah, I think they know as well, but it's always good to say so. So in the beginning, when I started, I had very little say in maintenance practices. For example, when we wanted to rake out the stadium pitch in September or October, we weren't allowed to because the guys upstairs who don't know shit about the pitch, they would tell us, yeah, the pitch is okay now, so stay off it, don't rake it out. So it was like that. I had no say in budget. In the beginning, I didn't even know what budget I had. Investments, yeah, it was the same thing. I would tell them I need this and this machine, and maybe I would get something. So the first year I asked for a new mower, and I asked for a Schaefer. I think Schaefer is a known brand. And they told me, yeah, you can have both of them. And then in January they told me, yeah, you can just buy one machine, so buy the mower and leave the Schaefer. And I was like, yeah, I need a Schaefer. I don't need the extra mower. I have a mower already, but I need to be able to transport all of my machinery. And then in the end, I got the Schaefer, and 3 months later, the mower broke down, and I got the new mower as well. So it turned out luckily for us. In the beginning, I was constantly on the pitch. About 95% of the time was on the pitch, and the rest of the time I was, yeah, behind the desk. And there was no direct cooperation with the head of sports, and so no communication with the head of sports. I was just the guy on the pitch, and maybe once every 4 or 5 months I would go upstairs and ask for something, and I probably wouldn't get it. The result, the pitch quality overall at Genk when I started was very low, except for the stadium pitch was okay, but the training pitches, I mean, the first year I was there, and my guys know it, in January they would train ankles deep in mud, the first team, so we've come from a far way. Now, I have I say I, but it's we, I mean, we're our team. I have decision-making right in maintenance practices. We do what we want, but we always go to the board and tell them what we're doing, but we just tell them. We don't ask. We say, we're going to do this. take a look to the other side of the stadium for a while because the stadium pitch is going to look like hell for the next couple of days, but it's for the best of it, and they trust us at the moment. I have decision making right in budget, so at the end of every season I do my calculations for the next season. I say this is the budget I need to maintain the pitches for the next year, and 99% of the time they say it's okay, because the pitches are quite important. I'm very lucky with my head of sports as well, because he feels like the pitch is the most important thing at the club, next to the players. Yeah, we decide which investments we're going to do. If we want to do investments, we tell them this and this we need. I don't ask for anything more than I want. I just ask for the things that I need. I explain why I need it, and then in the end we'll get it, but more on that in a few slides. And I feel like this is the most important thing. I have the final call when we recruit staff, because I feel like we're a team. I don't need the best groundsman in the world, but I need the best team in the world. We need to stick together, we need to fight for each other, because we are there all the time. In weekends, if a guy of mine calls in sick on Saturday morning, I need 2 extra people who say, okay, I will replace you. And that's how it works at us, and that's, I feel like that's really, really important. Now I'm on the pitch maybe 15% of the time. I try to mow every pitch once a week, but I hardly do it. The stadium pitch on game day, and then the training pitch is maybe like once every 2 weeks. But I do a walk around all the pitches every single day. And I have direct cooperation with the head of sports and the board on frequent times. I go to our head of sports every Tuesday at the moment. I'll tell him what's going on, so he understands, and then he is calm. The result, I think we have a quite high quality of the pitches at the moment, except for the stadium pitch, because we have grey leaf for the 5th year in a row. But we've grown a lot, especially the youth academy. When I started there, it was lower tire quality, and now it's top tire quality. So why grounds management? The importance of pitches is growing, especially in Belgium, Netherlands. I mean, in England, we probably are 10, 15 years behind England, but in the Netherlands and in Belgium, it's growing at the moment. The appearance of pitches is very important. I mean, our product is being showed on television every single weekend, so a couple of 100,000 people, they see our product. So we need to deliver a top quality product for them. The quality of the pitches can, how do you say it? So the playing style is, I lost the English word for it. I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I lost it. Yeah, so I feel like we help the team with their playing style. At Genk, they even tell us they like to play fast football with the ball speed very, very high. So a good pitch helps them. When you have a very hard pitch to play on, it slows down the speed. And yeah, of course, injuries. Quality pitchers make sure you get less injuries, and less injuries means more money, because you sell your players for higher amounts of money and you get better results in the end. So the importance is growing constantly. And then why we are professionals, and I think in Belgium and maybe some countries around, people tend to forget that we are professionals. We were like those guys with the working boots on who just walk across the pitches and don't do anything else. But I feel like we are evolving to something else, and we should be proud of that. So how did I evolve from becoming from a groundsman to a grounds manager? I started by building trust, explaining everything we do at the club to the board, why we do something, and then step by step build more trust, and then you'll be able to do more. Build your case when you want to get something extra. The use of numbers and data is very important, I feel. Whenever I go to the board, I always have a presentation with an Excel file or pictures of data to show them why I need something, and if I get something, what will be the step behind and how it will improve the quality. Communicate. Be very open about everything you do to the board, to the staff, to the players, even to your colleagues. I mean, the more open you will be, the more response you'll get and the more you will learn. Make mistakes and take responsibility. I feel like that's important as well. I mean, we've made a lot of mistakes in the 6 years I've been at Genk. Even last year, we built a new training pitch at the youth academy. It went wrong, but we took responsibility. We fixed it this year, and we installed 2 new training pitches at the youth academy, and we learned from the mistake we did last year, and now we have an okay result. But we take the blame. We don't blame anyone else. If we do something wrong, then it's our fault. But we have the room to make mistakes as well. Take initiative. I feel like that's very important as well. Have a vision on where you want to be as a grounds team for the next year, 2 or 3 years, and on a long term in 5 years. I did the first presentation about where I wanted to be in 5 years, the first year I worked there, so it was last year that it was the end. And I compared my vision of 5 years ago on where I wanted to be right now, and it was almost like I planned it to be. So now I did a new presentation on where I want to be in 2030, and probably we will grow towards that vision. But if you have a vision and you can tell it to your board, they will follow you because they will see they will see it evolving, and they will help you to get your targets. Yeah, so this is an example of where I wanted to be in 2030. It's almost the same thing as I did 5 years ago, but yeah, I want to have all hybrid pitches at the youth academy, which we don't have at the moment. And I told it to the board, and they were like, yeah, this is something very important. So probably in the next 5 years, we will be installing the first hybrid pitch next year, and then the other in 2 years, and we'll be growing step by step. Build a network. The thing we do over here is very important, of course. Attend congresses, go to shows, go and visit colleagues. I think the first year I worked at Genk, I visited every single top tire club in the first year in Belgium, and then the next year I went abroad. I went to Germany, I went to France, I went to the Netherlands. Talk to people, learn from them, steal their ideas, because we may have an opinion about something, but your colleague over there will have a different vision, and if you just steal a bit and then dare to expand your team and your works. In the beginning, we would just maintain the pitches. Now we do everything. Everything that's green at Genk is for us. All the surroundings, the parking areas. We're planning to do a whole renovation of the gardening around the pitches as well, but it's all in our hands. And set targets. And I mean, with set targets, I mean, yeah, have a quality in mind and tell the board, this is the quality I want, and be sure to make it, but be open about it, and then, yeah, walk the talk. That's the thing as well. In the beginning, I was just standing on the pitches. I always wear shorts, so this is a kind of strange for me that I'm wearing long trousers. But if I need to go to the board and I go and ask for €1 million for extra light rigs, I don't go in there wearing shorts. I mean, you have to know what the audience is you're talking to. Yeah, some examples of how we did it. So for new and extra machinery, that's a thing I always hear in Belgium. Yeah, you at Genk, you get every single machine you want. I don't get everything I want. I try to sell it and then I get it. But I'm not going into the boardroom, yeah, I need a new mower because I don't get it. But if I build a case, then I'll get it, and in the end, it works. And then it seems like I get everything I want, but I don't get anything. I have to work for it. So yeah, compare numbers and resale value, which is important for teams as well nowadays. Um, the first thing I did when I started there, we had very old machines, and I started to combine all the repair costs of the machinery I had, and I think we had a mower in which we had 15,000 euros of maintenance cost in 2 years, and a new mower was back then 35,000 euros. So it was an easy thing for me to sell that to the board and give me a new mower. Show the benefits of new machinery, the improvement of quality, the improvement of time being taken by the people who need to work with the machinery. And then once you have some new machinery, show results to the board. And then again, for me, data is a very helpful tool because I can show them the density of the pitches, the hardness of the pitches. If we can aerate a bit more, the hardness will improve. So, and data is, of course, very helpful. And then, of course, negotiate the best prices. Partnerships with dealers. I'm not a salesman for a company, but whenever I talk to people and they ask me about machine A or machine B, I'll be very happy to tell them my experience with it. And in the end, this is good advertisement for the companies as well, and then you'll get some very good prices. Yeah, that's an example of how I made repair costs over 1 year. And yeah, for the Izeki, it was a shit machine. I think, yeah, it was 15,000 euros in repair cost. I see my guy laughing because, yeah, he knows what a machine it was. For extra staff, yeah, raise the bar. What we tend to do is do extra works for a couple of months. So we improve the quality of the pitches. We put a lot of time and effort in it, and it's not maintainable for us to do it year-round. But then I go to the board and I tell them, yeah, look, this is the quality we can deliver, but we won't be able to deliver it with this amount of staff. If you don't want us to do it, then we'll go down a bit. If you want us to keep maintaining this quality, then I need extra staff. And the first time we did it, they told us, yeah, bring down the quality again. I think it was 2 or 3 days, and the trainer started complaining about it, and then I got 2 extra people. Build a team, as I said before. The team is very important for us. Not just a bunch of individuals, but we need to be strong together. And yeah, data, of course, again, data, everything that, with which you can show them the result of all the staff you have is helpful. And there's a lovely picture of a complete team. It was taken last year when we hosted the national team for the first time in a lot of years. And then I put a lot of time and effort in this thing as well. So I made an Excel file. I spent a lot of evenings on it with every single work we do at the club, from from pushing the light rigs on the stadium ground, a half meter to the left, a half meter to the right, mowing, aerating. And then I try to calculate how much we do everything every single week or every single month. And then I just had to fill in the hours. And I showed them, let's say we mow the pitch with a Dennis mower. It takes us 4 hours, more or less, bringing the machine, bringing it back. So 4 hours. If we mow it with a XXX mower, it took us 1.5 hours. So we can mow it with this mower, or we can use it like that. It's up to them to decide. But in the end, I can show them, if you want to do this and this and this, I need this amount of staff. If I don't get that amount of staff, I will drop this, I will drop this, I will drop this. And in the end, that's how I built my case. And I got a lot of extra people. So yeah, a master plan and big investment. You, as a groundsman, should be the one who is presenting your plans. Because in the beginning, when I worked at Genk, I had a lot of ideas, but my boss would go and present my plans to the board, and he doesn't know how to talk about it like I do. Of course, in Dutch, I'm better with words than in English. So it's very important that you stand up there and go and present your own plans. Build a strong case, compare products, of course. Compare with other teams, which is very important for us in Genk. Last 2 years ago, we did a whole comparison with the big 5 teams in Belgium, how much staff they have, how much light rigs they have, what kind of pitches do they have. And then in Genk, we thought we were on top, but in fact we were at the very low end of it, just by comparing it with other teams. And then it opened up the eyes of the board, and they were like, okay, we need to do something extra to get you up there. Yeah, use data and set targets, of course, again. And then once you get everything, be sure to get the results that you wanted and told the board you would get. Do everything you possibly can to get those results. Because once you get everything, you have to deliver, of course. Otherwise, yeah, they won't be very happy with you. Yeah, we did this. So I set some targets for the pitch, overall pitch quality on the pitches. And we got it every single month, except for 1 month in March. We didn't make the target, but I think it was the last 2 weeks of training sessions over there, and then the pitch was being replaced. But overall, we got the target that we wanted. Those were the targets last year, and this year we need to improve. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, do the extra effort. Take landscaping and surroundings up to you, because in the end, everything that's green should be for the grounds team, I feel. In the beginning, we would give out the works of the landscaping and the surroundings, and then 2 days before a big game, the board would come to us. Yeah, the parking area looks like shit. Can you do something about it? And then it's hard for us in 2 days. But now we took it upon ourselves. We got some extra machinery and we maintain the parking area. We're going to do a landscaping on the training grounds just to get a nice environment for the team to train in. Go to schools, talk to people that we are definitely people with a real job. I mean, maybe in some countries they know groundskeeping is a real job, but in Belgium, the first question we get asked when we talk to people, and this is a full-time job. And do you do it on your own, or is it with some people? Yeah, we have a full-time job. We really have a job which you can make your a decent living with. So go to schools, educate. Since last year, I've been giving a mini session for grown-ups to get people involved, to get people known that we are a job, and in the future maybe pick people who attended my lessons to be part of our team. And group. Talk to each other, come together, exchange experience with each other. For now in Belgium, we have the Pro League is finally behind us, and they're going to launch something to hopefully improve the overall quality of the Belgium pitches in the league. So, and most of all, don't lose the feeling on the pitch. So, I think that's it. Thank you.